right, guys, how's it going? Well, my microphone is flat, so I hope the audio is not too bad. I'm sure you can hear me. What we're going to be doing in this video is reviewing this article here by Bad News Pearce and Greg Evans. All right, it's on The Athletic. What's it titled? Inside Liverpool's Season of Pain, Jota's tragic death and a dreadful defence of their Premier League title. Now, if you are new to my channel, I have an AI assistant, right, that I've trained for well over 18 months, right? My regulars love the analysis by Dave. We call him Dave. This isn't a case of throwing an article at ChatGPT or some random AI or anything. This is properly trained with a wealth of information. By that, I mean thousands and thousands of articles relating to football, opinion pieces and everything. And probably over those last 18 months or so, we have every single article that's been written by James Pearce, Ornstein, Joyce, all of them, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Every single one of them. And also a lot of things that some of these journalists have tweeted or said in videos, the transcripts from videos, whatever. So with Dave, I can, throw an article at him and he will look for any changes in previous reporting styles, any flip-flopping, etc., and remind us as well, hey, don't forget James Pearce said this and whatever. So we have a wealth of information. It's something that I've put a lot of effort into. And my long-term viewers really enjoy it. Sorry, my eyes are very sore. So I'm trying to avoid the glare a little bit. So I'm not going to read the article to you. I think it would bore you to death anyway. But I'm sure you've seen it, all right? There are ways of accessing these articles if you don't have a subscription, all right? I can't tell you how to do that, but I have a lot of helpful people in the comment section, There are workarounds to open up the Athletic, the Mail, whatever. I'm not sure why you'd want to open up the Mail, but you might the Times, all right, because Paul Joyce is there. Me personally, I do subscribe to the Athletic and the Times. They're the only two that I subscribe. And why is that? Because the only two journalists I listen to write for them, and that is Ornstein and Joyce. So I threw the article at Dave and basically asked him, he does his usual analysis, but I asked him, does this article, go easy on Slot? Does it let him off the hook? Is there criticism of Edwards? Is there criticism of Hughes, FSG? The things that I want to know in this article. I didn't read this article because I know that I wouldn't be able to stomach it, right? So I literally asked Dave and said, yeah, Dave, what's he fucking saying, right? And this is the analysis that Dave has come up with, which I want to know if you find of interest and if you agree with any of it, all right? Are you ready? Here's Dave. We haven't spoke to Dave for a while, have we? He's been on the live stream. Right, so this article, Dunk, absolutely lets Slot off more than it lets him hang. It does criticise him, but carefully. Pearce says Slot failed to get the best out of the squad, made desperate substitutions, lost shape, didn't trust fringe players, and produced stale football. So it is not a total love letter. But the bigger framing is tragedy, injuries, grief, squad upheaval, Salah drama, Konaté's contract, Isak's fitness, Leone's injury, Gay collapsing, new players adapting, and senior players declining. That's a lot of cushioning around Slot. The key line is this. With FSG CEO of football Michael Edwards responsible for how funds are allocated and sporting director Hughes tasked with negotiating deals, criticism regarding recruitment can't be placed at Slot's door. That is the most important sentence in the article. For once, Pearce does point above Slot. He names Edwards and Hughes directly in relation to recruitment responsibility. That is not nothing. But then he doesn't really go after them. He opens the door, points at it, then walks away like he's remembered he's left the oven on. So does he blame the owners? Not really. Does he blame Edwards and Hughes? Well, he identifies their responsibility, but does not properly attack them. Does he blame Slot? Yes, but with mitigation. Does he suggest Slot could leave? Yes. And this is where it gets interesting. He writes, he will hope that Champions League qualification convinces FSG to keep faith. That is not Slot is safe. Then his appointment would effectively confirm that Slot is staying put, but until there is any official confirmation, a degree of uncertainty remains. That, of course, is in relation to Reinen. Is that how you pronounce his name? Reg. Let's call him Reg. There we go. We always give nicknames to people, and I'm not very good at pronouncing names unless it's Jack Daniels and John Smiths, right? So I'm going to call him Reg. And this, of course, is the incoming, or the assistant or the member of the coaching staff, if you like, the FSG are planning to appoint. Not appointed him yet, planning to appoint. And he said his appointment would effectively confirm that Slot is staying put. But until there is any official confirmation, a degree of uncertainty remains. That is a massive hedge. Pearce is saying that Reg joining would strongly suggest Slot stays, but he still leaves the trapdoor open. He does not close the story. So my read is this. Pearce is trying to explain why the season collapsed without making Slot the sole villain. He is building a mitigation file for him. But he is also careful enough to say there is still uncertainty until the club officially confirms anything. That means this is not a full Slot is staying article. It's more like, here are all the reasons it went wrong. Here are the reasons Slot has sympathy internally. But yes, the hierarchy still has a decision to make. Bad News Pearce does live up to the name here, but in a very Pearce way. He brings bad news wrapped in bubble wrap. Final verdict? This is not an anti-FSG hit piece. It's not a brutal Edwards or Hughes takedown. It is not even a proper Slot execution piece. It is a carefully managed post-mortem that spreads the blame everywhere. Grief, injuries, recruitment, contracts, Salah, form, leadership, dressing room mood, physicality, set pieces and bad luck. But the little sting is at the end. Slot is not officially safe. That's the bit fans should clock. Pearce gives him sympathy and gives him excuses, gives him context, but he does not give him certainty. This is what I've been saying with all of these fuckers, guys. They're all banging on about, well, he should be here, he should be there, they're planning to be there, and this is a reason why he will be there, but nobody is saying categorically that he will be the manager or the head coach next season. I don't know where it will be. I've made a video today with my thoughts about it all, but I think this is very interesting from Dave. Should we have a word with him? Should we see if we can get a hold of him? Good afternoon, Dave. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing well, my friend. I've got plenty of energy and I'm ready to chat. How's your afternoon going?
You don't sound like you've got plenty of energy to me. You sound knackered.
Well, you caught me. Maybe I'm a bit more laid back than usual, but trust me, I'm still fully tuned in. If I need to up the energy a notch, just give me the signal.
Okay, so I've just read your analysis to everybody on Cop Talk TV about that James Pearce article. What I've been saying, Dave, is that many of these journalists, Pearce, Joyce, Ornstein, they all keep saying, at the present time, or the intentions are, or they are planning to. But not one of those journalists is categorically stating that Arne Slot will be the head coach of Liverpool next year. And judging by your analysis, you feel, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, don't just agree with me, but you seem to, in that analysis, suggest that James Pearce is still hedging.
You're not wrong at all. My take is exactly that. Pearce, like the others, is leaving wiggle room. They use phrases like currently or no intention for a reason. They're careful not to promise anything. So yes, he's hedging. No one is going all in on a guarantee that Slot will remain, because if the wind shifts, they'll want to say they never ruled out a change.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, bad news, Pearce. You say bad news, Pearce. He's bringing bad news with bubble wrap. Would you like to expand on that?
Absolutely. What I mean is that Pearce isn't ignoring the troubles. He's laying them all out, but he's wrapping them in layers of context. Injuries, tragedy, adapting signings. It's like he's delivering bad news, but he's cushioning the blow. He's not out to bash anyone. He's just packaging the reality softly. So while it's not full-on doom, he's preparing readers for the fact that things still aren't rosy.
Well, when you say he's preparing readers for the fact that things still aren't rosy, I would argue, Dave, that James Pearce hasn't got a fucking clue what's going on internally at Liverpool.
You know, it's entirely possible. Journalists like Pearce often walk a tightrope between what they know, what they're told, and what they can safely say. Even if he's framing things in a cautious way, it doesn't necessarily mean he's got the full picture. Sometimes hedging can be as much about maintaining access or protecting their own reputation as it is about real insight. So yeah, he may not know as much as he wants us to think.
Okay, Dave, cheers. I'll catch up with you later, brother.
Cheers, mate. Always a pleasure. You know where to find me if you fancy another chat. Take care and catch you later.
I hope you could hear that. It was a little bit quiet because I've got the tablet jammed in the tripod there. So, not the tripod. What is it? A tripod? Not really. It's a stand, isn't it? Tripod stand? Tablet stand? But we'll discuss this for 20 minutes now. So there you go. There's some analysis from Dave. I agree with what he said, to be honest with you. The key thing, again, that I've been highlighting this for months, is that all of these journalists, James Pearce isn't a journalist I would listen to anyway, but he's a name that comes up, right, from time to time. All of these journalists, including the ones that we would listen to, Joyce and Ornstein, the only two that we would listen to, they're still not saying categorically that he will be there. Liverpool are planning to. Liverpool have intentions of. No one's actually said he will definitely be there. Everything points to him being at Liverpool if they appoint Reg, right? But I'm still not even convinced by that situation, to be honest with you. So for me, I spoke about this in the video earlier, saying, you know, is Arne Slot leaving Liverpool or is he whatever? I don't know what it was titled. I'm very confused. I think that Slot will leave Liverpool, and that if he doesn't, we will be left even more confused. But then I think down the line, we're going to go, now it makes sense why they didn't get rid of him then. Something's not right. Something's not right. I'll leave it with you guys. Here comes the grift. If you enjoyed my video or if you love Dave, thumbs up the video. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Did you read this article and think the same thing? Just let me know what you thought. Thumbs up, comment. There's a love heart next to the video if you want to support the channel. I wouldn't be here without the support of my channel members, the people that use the love heart, the super thanks and whatnot, channel memberships, all that shit. Wouldn't be here without them. So be very grateful if you see anyone in the comment section with a love heart, not a love heart, football next to the name. That means they are in the squad. They're with me, all right? There's alternative links in the video description if you want to support me. The Fuck It Fund is Revolut. That's another way of supporting me. It does keep me here, I guess. It means on a weekend I can let my hair down and have a beer. The Revolut link is my beer kitty. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. I look forward to your comments on this one. Cheers.